Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice, smash the like button, share this stream out to all of your followers, and let's get into some content. Help your boy out. If you're coming into the stream, smash the like button. If you're watching the stream on the replay, help your boy out, leave a comment, and smash the like button. All right. So hopefully everybody is doing pretty good on Tuesday morning. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on in the news. But what I want to talk about in this video is branching off on some of the stuff that we talked about in the past live streams about the weather changes, because we got a whole bunch of stuff going on as far as the weather changes. Recently, these weather changes have been causing power outages. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar. I'm not sure if you heard. Oh, man, my man, Co-Kid Fit with the $19 super chat. What's good, brother? What's going on with you, man? It's good to see you. To all the replay viewers, because not a lot of people in here yet, but they'll be coming in. Make sure you go and follow his channel. All right. Follow both his channels, not just Co-Kid Fit. Follow that one, but also follow Grind and Motivate. All right. I love Grind and Motivate, man. That channel cracks me up, man. Those skits that you do, bro. You got to start doing some skits with the foreign music reactions. That would be hilarious. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in the mode. You got to practice them accents. You got to do some little, a couple little bars, you know what I mean, for the skits. You got to actually trap like how they do in foreign. I don't know, throw some closed caption up on there or something like that. But that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely appreciate the super chat family. I appreciate that, brother. So you guys know that before I get into the content, I always have to do like a pre-content rant. That's how these things end up being so damn long. You know what I'm saying? So a couple streams back, we talked about a concept of expectation implantation. All right. Expectation implantation. That's actually a great idea. A guy sent me a translation from Sweden. Man, I never knew Swedish rap music had such a fan base. I never knew that. I never knew that like people were just that into Swedish rap. You know what I'm saying? Now it's crazy, man. I used to be on this other app called Periscope, and there's actually like a lot of Swedish people that are actually like into hip hop culture. It's like really accepted there. It's really very shocking. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, they love it. And I would have never known. And I would have never known that there was, like such a market for the reaction of the Swedish raps. I'll tell you what you should do, bro. I thought I heard my phone alarm. I'm tripping. I think you should do a reaction to one of PewDiePie's raps. Because I don't know if you know, but PewDiePie done put out a couple rap songs. They like disses to his little video game rivals, or rival gamers, or people who be hating on him or whatever. That would be funny. I think he's got this one called Bitch Spaghetti. You should do a reaction to Bitch Spaghetti. That'd be interesting. You know what I'm saying? So you guys know how we do the rants, right? I wanted to do a rant. I want to talk about a couple things. All right. So what I wanted to talk about was the expectation implantation. So the expectation implantation is basically when you create an environment where the expectation is the ultimatum. Starting at a kid, starting at a child, you put in high expectations for your child to follow through on, all right? To make sure that your child lives a life of greatness as a child and moves into his adulthood practicing the same amount of greatness. My man, Brother Ray, was in here yesterday, and he said that one of the most difficult problems of deconditioning the psychological issues that we go through would probably be to continue over time with the changes and just don't have an abrupt stop. And I agree, maintaining anything over time is sometimes the most difficult part of the task. If you're on YouTube and you're trying to make a channel and you're trying to get your channel to pop and you're not getting the kind of growth or response that you want from the channel, sometimes, pushing through that stagnant stage, it can be kind of annoying. It can be kind of trying. It can be kind of depressing. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. If you have a goal, then you have to follow through on your goal, period, regardless of how difficult it is getting to your goal. So one of the things that we have to do is put that expectation into the person at a young age so that as they're growing up, all throughout their childhood, what they're being trained to do is to complete their goal specifically. All right. No ifs, no ands, no buts, just doing it. All right. Making the grades that's necessary, being healthy. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how to respect and take instruction from your parents, memory, you know what I mean? Cognitive exercises, different things like that. And also self-esteem and being proud of who you are. Because one of the things that we have an issue with is that in society attempts to beat us down. The population at large attempts to beat us down. They don't want us to be great. They need somebody to be up under them. And the problem is that we do not deserve to be under anybody unless we place ourselves there. My man Gary, what's good, brother? Yeah, discipline. Absolutely. My man Gary is into mixed martial arts. One of the best ways to learn discipline. And my man Co-Kid Fit is also into martial arts because you consider boxing a martial art. You know what I'm saying? One of the best ways to become disciplined is to practice a martial art, because martial arts and combat sports are all about discipline. People do a lot of breathing exercises and different things like yoga and stuff like that. All of those are derivatives of martial arts. They teach you discipline, they teach you routine, they teach you moderation. These are all things that you need to understand how to do. Weather the storm mentally. All right. There's a lot of times when you watch an MMA fight and you see things going kind of slow and it's just a knockdown, drag out fight, or it's a wrestling match on the ground and it just looks real tiring and grueling. That's what's called weathering the storm. In those situations, when you see a ground and pound match or when you see Brazilian jiu-jitsu going back and forth, the person who usually wins that power struggle, it's the person that has the most mental tenacity. It's not always the most strong person. So that's one thing that we have to understand, is that mental tenacity is a huge strength. All right. And people need to start practicing that, and people need to start exercising their minds so that they can practice and endure difficult situations for a long period of time. Because at the end of that situation, you will be able to complete your goal. It's the same thing that they say when they say pressure makes diamonds. I mean, it's true. Like I've always said, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say on this channel, anytime there's a problem in life is within the realm of nature. So all you have to do is look to nature to solve your problems. In a situation where there's a bunch of carbon and it's compressed, if the carbon can withstand the pressure, it'll come out of that pressure as a diamond. All right. And a diamond is much more valuable than it was in its form before it. You feel what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Gary. Yeah, that's facts, Co-Kid Fit. I want to call you Grind and Motivate, but I be calling you Co-Kid Fit and I get mixed up. So my apologies, bro. But yeah, Gary, man, you got to check out my man Co-Kid Fit's channel, his Co-Kid Fit channel there, and the Grind and Motivate channel. He's been doing these reactions on Swiss rap, or on not Swiss, on Swedish rap. And it's been blowing up. It's been doing good. It's awesome. You know what I'm saying? I love to see people around me succeed like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. My man is trying to get to 1,000 subs. So anybody who comes in here who watches this video, make sure you go down there and subscribe to Co-Kid Fit and help my dude get to his 1,000 that he deserves, that he's earned. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this brother monetized so he can for real shine on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because, Grind and Motivate, those are some unappreciated jewels and unappreciated reaction videos here on YouTube. And it's about time that my man get the appreciation and the views and the watches that he deserves, because he puts a lot of time into this, man. I texted this dude one time. He's like, man, I can't talk to you right now. I'm trying to get this police outfit from Amazon for my next skit. I'm like, oh, okay, brother, you putting in some work. Look, go ahead and get that together. Nah, I ain't coming at me like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, like, man, this dude be putting in work, man. So, people that put in hard work, you know what I'm saying? When you work hard, you deserve to play hard. You know what I'm saying? So, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is getting away from the media. We got to get away from the media. When it comes to the way that things are in this country, what we have to understand is that the portrayal that the media does will never be accurate. All right. It'll never be accurate. Oh, you just subbed him. That's what's up, Gary. You see that, Co-Kid Fit? My man Gary just subbed you. You'll like the content too, man. This dude is hilarious, man. It's fun. It's funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's good. And the workout channel is good too, man. He drops some jewels with the workouts. You know what I'm saying? But the media is never going to portray us accurately, ever. You know what I'm saying? The purpose of the media is to spin a narrative. All right. And there's a narrative about us here in the United States. And one of the things that the media has to do is constantly perpetuate that narrative. All right. So what we have to do more of is we have to understand the system. For sure, bro. For sure. You already know. You already know, family. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do around here. You know what I'm saying? We support each other. You feel me? We got to stop paying attention to the media. All right. Period. Point blank. It can't be, any kind of negotiation about that. It's inevitable and necessary for us to create our own media, printed media, visual media, audio media, where we're telling our stories. Because as long as you let somebody else tell your story for you, they're never going to tell it accurately. And they're always going to tell it the way they want it to be told. And a lot of times the way somebody else may want the story to be told is not necessarily the way that the story happened. And if it's repeated and repeated and repeated, and there's nobody there to correct it, how does anything ever change? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? How does anything ever change? So we have to stop that. We have to stop being idle and start taking actions. Okay. We can't just sit around and say, well, nothing's happening for us, or, Joe Biden's not going to give us anything. If we haven't understood by now that we're not going to be given anything, the system's not going to cooperate with us. And the only way that we can deal with things is taking them by aggression or force, then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to starve. And when I say take things by aggression or force, I'm not saying to steal. I'm not saying to beat anybody up. I'm not saying to go rob and loot. What I'm saying is be aggressive. We need to own a business. We need to build our businesses big. We need to start buying our competitors. After we buy the competitors, we need to start breaking them down and distributing the assets to all of the businesses that we have, creating an empire, creating a network, all right, creating businesses that end up having to go to antitrust legislation. In my opinion, if you end up getting a business that's so successful that you end up in antitrust litigation, you've made it, because you've literally conquered the entire market. There's nothing else. And I don't know if there's any Black business owners here in the United States who have ever made it into antitrust court. I know Google is currently going through some things with antitrust. I know Facebook is going through some things with antitrust. I know back in the day, Microsoft went through some things with antitrust. But in my opinion, if you get to the point where your business is on that Sherman antitrust radar, then you've made it. You've done well. You know what I mean? Look at Walmart. Look at Sam's Club. Those are the kind of things that we need to do. Sam's Club completely revolutionized the way inventory is purchased because of their just-in-time inventory and because of the way that they can buy in such large bulk. They can buy in volume that's so big, it drives the price down to where the price margin is negligible. They're barely paying above the manufacturer price. Now, is that a good thing? That's a good thing for Walmart. It's not really good for their suppliers. But if you're the Walmart, then who cares? And we need to be the Walmart and the ones not caring. So that's some of the things that we need to do to be able to flip the script. I was just in another live stream, my man Seji Hito, you know what I'm saying? And we were talking about, the issues that Black content creators are having on TikTok. All right. And in my opinion, what we need to do, and I've said this before, is come up with our own TikTok, whether we use the blockchain or whether we use a cell phone app or whatever. Create a TikTok that's a rival and better, and also incentivizes the hottest dance moves. You know what I mean? Because what'll end up happening is if we get all of our content creators that TikTok algorithmizes off of there and get them onto our app that we create, and we make the dance moves, and then TikTok creators have to copy off of our app. For one, they'll have to view the app by watching it. And for two, when they copy the app, we can actually make fun of TikTok by creating a contest that says the most copied on TikTok wins you whatever cash prize or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually making fun of TikTok because it'll expose how those people on TikTok have no creativity. You know what I'm saying? And it'll also force the TikTok audience to get their content from our app. And then what we can do with our app is also help our content creators patent and trademark all of the new dances that they come up with. So not only can we copyright strike TikTok, but we can also individually copyright strike each of those content creators that steals and blows up off of the stuff that we create. We need to have an infrastructure like that. You guys agree with me, or do you disagree? We have to be aggressive when it comes to business. We can't just take this kind of stuff laying down. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Delmo? What's good, bro? What's going on with you, family? Good to see you, man. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is when you get all of these things together, right? Then you need to understand what a locus of control is. And I've done videos about it. If you go to my channel, Blacklight Revelations 2, there's the main video there, and it has the word simp on it. All right. You guys need to watch that video, because in that video, what I talk about is the locus of control. All right. It's the locus of control. My man Gary says he completely agrees. That's what's up, bro. So my question for everybody here is, do you all know about the locus of control? Have you ever heard of an internal and an external locus of control? My theory is that what we need to do as men, as Black people, whatever, we need to embrace an internal locus of control. The internal locus of control will not only help you to write your own destiny, but the internal locus of control will help you to gain more mental tenacity. Because when you understand that your performance that you create, practice making perfect, will dictate your destiny. It'll dictate your outcomes. And when you dictate your destiny and dictate your outcomes enough, you can use that to change or improve your environment. Once we understand that we had a power to be able to do that, then we need to maintain that power. But first, we have to have an understanding of that power. See, the dynamic that we're stuck in is we're stuck in a dynamic where we believe that we're only able to operate within an external locus of control. So my question for you guys is, what's the difference between an internal locus of control and an external locus of control? Lucas, what's good, bro? Good to see you, man. Copyright law exists to benefit big corporations. It's more than time to take that power back where it's supposed to be, in the hands of the creators. I totally agree. I totally agree. So in psychology, there's these terms, and they're called locus of control. And the locus of control is basically a point that dictates your outcomes. That point can be external, which will be the environment, or it can be internal, which will be you and your own efforts. If you believe in a external locus of control, I guess that would like predate a blue pill type philosophy, something similar to a blue pill, where you believe that your life and your outcomes are circumstantial. The way that the environment dictates to you is how your life and your outcomes go. I don't believe that. I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in prophecy. I believe in dominating the environment and writing your own book. And in order to dominate the environment and write your own book, you have to be in control of it. And you have to be the one behind the pen or behind the book and holding the pen. And in order to do that, you have to have an internal locus of control. With an internal locus of control, that means that you yourself completely control every aspect of your environment, which means that if you control every aspect of your environment, then you have the biggest influence on your results, which your results should always be success oriented. All right. So we need to get out of this mind state of our environment controlling us. I listen when I hear people talk about certain things, I identify them in psychological terms. That way I can tell how badly somebody's mentality or how badly somebody's brain is damaged. Because me personally, I'm kind of weird like that. I'm a type of person that likes to try to operantly condition people with subliminal messages into making them better. You know what I'm saying? If my man Grind and Motivate is there, he knows I do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just want to see people get better, especially people that I in my heart I believe are good people. You know what I mean? So I think that one way that we all can get better is to know how strong we are naturally, initially. All right. Inherently, we have strength. All right. And that strength is given to us to be able to exert as much maximum influence over our environment as we can. All right. When I hear people say things like, oh, well, Joe Biden's not going to do anything for us, that's an external locus of control. You're expecting something in the environment, which is the government, to solve a problem for you or to change your outcome. Now, the thing is you can ask questions of ethics and morality. Does the United States owe us things? Of course they do. Absolutely. However, do you have the mentality to sit around and wait and be fed breadcrumbs? Or do you want to just go out and take the whole loaf of bread? Or even better yet, go out and take and run the bread factory. You know what I'm saying? Those people who want to go out and take the loaf of bread or either run the bread factory, those are the people who have a internal locus of control, because they know that based on their own actions, based on their own intelligence, based on their own drive and tenacity, they're going to do what is necessary to change the environment. All right. What we need to start doing and what we need to start understanding is we need to start understanding that there's a responsibility. There's a responsibility to master our internal locus of control. Okay. We have a responsibility, especially as men, especially as men. If you're a real man, like an alpha male, you know what I mean? Or if you're a provider, or if you're just a good guy, whichever role that you might take, you deal with internal locus of control. If you're a man, people are dependent on you. So you cannot be dependent on the environment. You have to dictate the environment to get from the environment what you need to make sure that everyone who is dependent on you stays safe, stays alive, stays financially well off, stays in a good school system. Make sure that there's a roof over their head, fed, you know what I mean? Water, clean air, clean clothes, So this is what we got to do. All right. We got to change our paradigm. I don't know how many you guys ever heard, of paradigm changing or changing a paradigm, but it's something that they talk about in business. All right. When you change your paradigm, you basically are looking at a shift in focus. You're looking at a shift in priority. You're looking at a shift in algorithm, a shift in the way that you do things. And what I'm presenting to people is that we've been doing things the same way for a very long time. What do we have to lose by trying something new, something that's actually been proven that works in psychology by psychiatrists? You know what I mean? The biggest wall for most people to have either initiative or drive to promote change, especially ones who live in relative comfort, and some are too busy with survival to bother with it. That's why we have to step back. And you're right, though, Lucas. You're absolutely right. But we have to step back. All right. We can't get lost in things, even as that's where the mental tenacity part comes from, because it comes from overwhelming. You know what I mean? So we have to be able to manage our nerves. We have to be able to manage how we process stimuli. We can become overstimulated. When we become overstimulated, that's one of the times when we can't manage anything because we're dealing with anxieties. You know what I mean? So if we can manage those anxieties, if we can manage those stimuli, and if we can maintain our mental tenacity, then we can mentally step back when we need to, when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm presenting to everybody. We need to take an internal locus of control, a dominant mind state, that we make our environment and we make our outcomes. All right. So once we've done that, right, these are the first steps of repairing your psyche. All right. expectation implantation, all right, locus of control, getting rid of the media, all right, and reinforcing positive results with yourself with operant and classical conditioning. Once you've done that to the maximal ability, then you'll have created what's called an optimal positive psychological efficiency. Now, my question for you guys is, does that make sense? An optimal positive psychological efficiency. If you have an optimal positive psychological efficiency, what that means is that your brain is operating in terms of success, domination, mental tenacity, learning, and stimuli management all at one time. All right. And if you're able to do that, then that means that you'll be able to function on a higher level. And if you can function on a higher level, then that means that you'll perform better. You'll be able to perceive things better. You'll be able to learn faster. You'll be able to have more memory. All right. And a lot of it, all it has to do with is trying to get yourself out of a destructive funk, because a lot of us, we have a self-destructive element of our psyche. A lot of us talk ourselves out of things that we think that we can't do, even though they're things that we want to do. You never talk yourself out of anything that you want to do. First and foremost, that's the first thing that we need to change. If we have a goal, never say if, only say when. Failure is never an option, so never even talk about failure, because your goal is always your ultimatum. Never look at your goal as an option. Never submit to not committing your goal because of convenience or frustration. You have to eliminate those things. Remember, frustration is just another form of anxiety. It's stimulus management that you have to deal with. You're upset because you may not have met a deadline. You're upset because there may be some concepts that may be a little bit difficult to understand. Doesn't matter. Take a step back. Keep your eye focused on what you plan on doing. Execute your plan, and it will happen. You know what I'm saying? It does. The struggle is that our brains are hardwired to focus on negativity as a coping survival method. But we are capable of going beyond our biology. Yeah, I totally agree. And here's the question: who hardwired our brains for that? Our brains were hardwired for that by centuries and thousands of years of operant and classical conditioning. We've constantly been told that we need to be ruled. We've constantly been controlled. When has humanity ever been independent of a government, of a religion? When have we ever had actual, true, real independence? We've gone from one form of subjugation to another all throughout history. Kingdoms, monarchies. When has there ever just been a place where people just were living their lives, being as productive as they can, actually living free market capitalism? That's a nice term and it sounds all good, but that's not what we have here. This isn't a capitalist country. There's no such thing as a capitalist country. There's no such thing as a socialist country. There's no such thing as any of this. It's all just illusions. Our country has elements of socialism and it has elements of communism. The prison system is communism. The social welfare system is socialism. The free market that corporations are able to compete at is capitalism. Every government on the planet currently is a hybrid, and capitalism, communism, and socialism are not separate systems of government. They're the way that a government spreads its weighted average based on situations. You saw during COVID, we moved more towards a socialist system. Now we're back to where markets are competing. There was lockdowns and curfews and free checks being divvied out because the situation that, you know, the Hegelian dialectic that was presented in front of us made it appear that that style of government at the time would be the most efficient. Was it? Of course not. But that's what happened. And you see, now we've reverted somewhat back to what we had before. So we're always working with all three elements. The governments, they're not three competing systems. They're a weighted average trinity. That's the reality of things. And that weighted average trinity is constantly changing and constantly moving like a cycle. If there was to be an economic crash tomorrow, we'd move into socialism tomorrow. because the government would have to ration things, because the government already has organizations like FEMA set up to manage scarcity. And one of the main functions of socialism and communism is allegedly scarcity management. So all of these things that we deal with are illusions. Okay. The first part of the internal locus of control is to see through the illusion that we're being presented with. Once you're able to see through the illusion, you'll be able to manipulate the illusion, or you'll be able to survive within it. It's similar to like Neo when he was able to start understanding how to operate and move within the matrix, some of the confines and some of the things that he could do, because there was things that he could do in the matrix that he couldn't do in the real world. There's some things that you may be able to do in the illusion that you can't do in base reality. Regardless, that's how it is. Never, even before societies formed on the Neolithic period, where social structures formed, people lived in nomadic fear of never being able to live the next day. Actual free society never existed. Exactly. So what we need to be doing as individuals is using that internal locus of control to get to the maximum element of freedom. And the maximum element of freedom only comes when you're able to optimize your psyche, when you're able to optimize your success, when you're able to optimize your efficiency. You have to have positive, efficient mental processes. Your cognition should be clean. We always talk about a clean diet. What is your brain's diet? Does your brain have clean eating? Is what you take in a stimuli? Is it healthy? We always talk about all these fats and carbohydrates and proteins and all of this stuff. But what about the nutrients that you take into your brain? Your brain's nutrients come in the form of electromagnetic signals that come from your five senses. And some of us even have a third eye that we actually have access to. Some people have a fragmented third eye. Regardless of what you have, those are the signals that go into your brain. Is everything that's going in there healthy for it? You can tell by the way it wears on your psyche. Are you constantly feeling upset? Are you constantly feeling anxious? Are you constantly feeling angry? Can you get along with people? Everything that goes into your brain is what dictates your personality. Your brain and you in totality are your body's interaction and interpretation of the environment. Literally, that's literally what your DNA is. Your DNA is literally the physical interpretation of your interaction over a historical period with the environment. That's what your DNA is. That's why we breathe oxygen. That's why we drink water. That's why we eat carbohydrates. That's why we process ATP. Everything about us is a result of an interaction with nature, regressed over time, compacted into a chemical formula that creates us. All right. So I know for a fact that it's possible for change to occur. But the problem is that what I can do is I can come with the intense message. I can show as much evidence as I possibly can. I can try to make it sound as appealing as I possibly can. But you have to make the first steps to understand that you have the responsibility to exert as much control over your environment as you possibly can while not infringing that control on others. 2/3 of your brain is made of DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, and it declines with age. Yeah, that's a fact, Delmo. That's facts. So we need to supplement with healthy brain foods, things like niacin, ginkgo biloba. You know what I mean? Omega-3, fish oil, healthy diet. That helps. Eat some salmon, avocados too. You know what I'm saying? You eat a bunch of junk, you're going to be junk. You know, sometimes people look at those old sayings and they're like, oh, you know, old people, they don't know what they're talking about. But, you know, old people do know what they're talking about. Old people used to say, you are what you eat. Well, I mean, shit, you are. How are you not? You know what I mean? You eat a bunch of junk, you're going to develop cancer or obesity. You eat good foods, you might live a little bit longer. You at least be healthy, you know? Pumpkin seeds, tryptophan, higher serotonin, gamma brain waves. That's a fact. Seafood in general is really good for the brain. Absolutely. Remember when they used to say back in the day, that's a hard pill to swallow? Nowadays, we talking about red and blue pills. Nothing changes. Your grandparents used to make people drink castor oil or drink castor oil, fish oil. Now they putting it in pills. Old people knew what time it was. That's why they're changing society to where everything that old people say is bad. Because society has to keep you in a state of constant fear and chaos. And as long as you're in a constant state of fear and chaos, there's always going to be a problem brewing that seems like it's not manageable by just you. You're going to constantly need someone else. You're going to constantly need them. And if you feel like you need them, then guess what? You just gave up your internal locus of control. The Hegelian dialectic works against internal locus of control. If we can manage ourselves as people, then what do we need a government for? If we have a functional immune system, then what do we need a vaccine for? If we grow food in our garden, then what do we need a grocery store for? If we have gold and silver and valuable things to trade, or if we have a service that we could give somebody that person can give us something valuable back for, then what do we need your financial system for? We don't need any damn thing except for what's already here. Each other, our families, food, air, and water. Everything else is imaginary constructs meant to, like Lucas said earlier, hardwire you into a state of perpetual dependence. All right. That's one of the reasons why we have to work at an optimal, positive psychological efficiency. And if you think about it, optimal, positive psychological efficiency, this is something that I came up with on my own. But if you think about it, there's a period of enlightenment that most famous prophets reach. And it usually comes after a test of will. It usually comes after a fast, something like that. Who knows? Maybe I'm talking about the same thing. I don't know. But I'm talking about in terms of math and efficiency. So if we can get everything scientifically and mathematically on a cellular level as efficient as possible, then what's going to happen? Autonomic efficiency. You're going to automatically work efficient. You're going to automatically have an efficient routine. You're going to automatically come to work on time, or you're either going to automatically wake up, start your business on time, have a good day, have good thoughts, meet all your goals, and be ready for the next day. The anomaly should be a bad day. We should never be planning for bad days. All right. A lot of times pain and inflammation, things like that happen as a result of losing control. When you lose control, then you become stressed. You become fearful. All of those things cause cortisol buildup. When cortisol builds up, it causes inflammation. It causes a decrease in your immune function. It causes pain because there's stimulation at your pain receptors. All right. So we have to treat ourselves better. I used to have this saying. I used to say, treat yourself, don't beat yourself. It sounds stupid, but you'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Lobster used to be peasant food back in the day. Wonder if they artificially inflate the prices of good foods to get us to stop eating them. Absolutely. Absolutely. So my question is, do y'all have any questions about optimal positive psychological efficiency? Because that's what we need to be striving to work for. All right. Once we get to optimal positive psychological efficiency, the next thing that we'll have is we'll need to get maximum efficiency autonomy. That means that we'll be working independently of any system on our own, more efficiently than the system works. The only thing that has to happen in order for that to happen is for us to shake this nonsense that has our brain encapsulated. Once we shake the nonsense that has our brains encapsulated and we start using optimal psychiatric efficiency, then the optimal autonomic efficiency will come by itself, because we'll be making better decisions, which means that the results will be better, which means that the goals will be realized, and we'll start to see shorter times in increasing our goals. And we'll also see more accurate completion of our goals. This is what we need to do. We need to unwire ourselves. Okay. Because like Lucas said, we've been hardwired. Changing the way that you've been doing things forever is not very easy, but it can be done. Nothing worth anything is easy. You can apply that to any aspect in your life. A degree program, a woman. Is a woman that's easy? Is that what most people look to for a relationship? Is a degree program that's easy gonna really pay you a lot of money? You can usually apply all of these things across a lot of different spectrums. You know what I'm saying? And usually they hold correct. All right. So another thing that I wanted to ask you guys about is when it comes to this autonomic regulation, right? Once you get your brain working correctly, autonomically, once you get your life and body working correctly, autonomically, then at times there may be less than optimal results. Well, when there's less than optimal results, what you need to do is you need to look at the vital signs, because the autonomic functions in our body are what make up our vital signs. These are the things that keep us alive. So if we want to keep our optimal mental efficiency and we want to keep our optimal locus of control alive, if we start to have problems, then we need to assess the vital signs. Your heart beats automatically. That's a vital sign. You breathe automatically. That's respirations. That's a vital sign, right? Your pulse ox, your pain level. What's causing the problem? When a business has issues, what do? They get a consultant. What does the consultant do? Examine the processes to see where the inefficiencies are. When you have a health problem, what do? You go to a doctor who's a health consultant. What does he do? Examine your vital signs. Why? To see where the inefficiencies are. If you have tachycardia, a high heartbeat, then there's some issue going on possibly with your heart or with your lungs. If you have a low pulse ox, then there's something going on with your lungs or your heart. You're not breathing properly. You're not getting the oxygen out of the air. If you have a pain level, then either, there's something wrong. There's an injury somewhere. What's up, you Law? What's good, bro? So in all of those situations, again, there's no difference. When there's a problem, you look at the vital signs. What are the vital signs of your life? Their success has vital signs, because success is a life thing. Success is a lifestyle. So if your human life has vital signs, heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, pulse ox, and pain, and your life is your business, then your life has vital signs as well. Finance, mental state, health, relationship. Those will be vital signs of your success, right? Are you depressed? So we never monitor our vital signs of our life. Do you ever do a periodic review of your goals to see how far you are from your goals, to see what it is that could be either slowing you down or what you could do to speed up? Do you check the vital signs? Do you see how efficiently you do things? Do you see if you repeat the processes for success every day? The process to successfully live another day is to make sure that your heart continues to beat. Repetition, remember? Repetition. repetition so efficiently that it becomes automatically. So over time, we develop this evolutionary trait of we don't have to make our heart beat on its own. It just, or we don't have to make our heart beat. We don't have to think about it. It just does. Just like blinking your eyes, just like breathing. That is how our mental processes need to be in order to be successful. We need to constantly be operating efficiently so that we automatically are just continuously being successful. If there's problems with that, then what do we need to do? We need to identify vital signs. If you're young and you're going to school and you're having issues, one of the vital signs be your grades. If your grades aren't good, how do you get your grades up? Well, maybe there's some other things going on. You need to do an assessment. This stuff is so simple. I don't know why I can't figure out why my grades are bad. Okay, maybe it's because you don't understand. Maybe it's because you're missing a part. Maybe you're in the wrong class. Maybe the public school or the private school that you went to wasn't strong in that subject and you came into college with a deficiency. So maybe you need to stop this class, take a step back, be patient, take a lower class, get your skills stronger, and then attack this class. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a failure. That's recognizing that there's a problem. A failure is if you quit. You're not quitting. You're just taking a different route. It may not be the route you want to take, but you want to complete the goal. That's the ultimate thing, right? If you're starving and you have to eat a snake, it might not be what you want, but I bet you don't want to die. So you're going to eat that snake so you don't starve. That's the kind of mentality that we need to have. No options. Only option is success. Success is the only ultimatum. That's a difficult mind state to change to because we have so many choices in the world. We could always just roll over and go back to sleep. But if you get up early, then you get some extra stuff done. You can always just take the day off. But if you don't take the day off, then you'll get closer to this goal that you established for yourself. Pride plays a huge part in people not wanting to go. Admit something is wrong. It's worse than defeat. But the thing that's crazy about that, Lucas, is with that pride, if it gets in the way, then that pride is actually what's causing the defeat because it's going to defeat you instead of allowing you to complete your goal. And remember, goal completion is the ultimate victory, right? So this is important stuff. And everybody that is cool with me, everybody that comes to my videos, everybody in my regular life, I want to see everybody be more successful. I want to see everybody more happy. I want to see everybody more functional. I want to see everybody more independent. I don't want to see everybody more hopeful because hope has been weaponized against us. We always hope. I hope I do this. No, I want to see more certainty with us. Certainty, not hope. Not I hope this happens. I'm going to make this happen. Certainty. Certainty and aggression are greater than hope. We don't need to hope anything. We've hoped enough. We had 8 years of hope, and I hoped that it hurried up and happened because nothing happened. Aggression and confidence is what we need to have. Determination, not hope. Hope is a weapon of stagnation and false expectations. We hope Joe Biden does something for us. How's that hope worked out? How'd that 8 years of Obama hope work out? When you buy a scratch-off ticket and you hope you win, how does that usually turn out? Stop hoping. Okay? So next, we go into these articles about the weather. Before we go into them, I want to ask y'all, did y'all see the article about Ben Crump? I think I might actually do a video on this. Ben Crump took the case. I think the kid's name is Britton Keller. I think Delmo actually mentioned this in the comments a couple days ago. I didn't see any articles on it, but I ran across one yesterday. It was an article from CNN. So I was curious, what do you guys think about that? What intrigued me the most was the nonsensical reason that they said that they did it. Now, here's my thing, I don't care who Ben Crump takes as a client. I don't have a problem with him taking, that kid as a client, whatever. But the reason why he did it was completely incorrect. And that's always like anytime I say something like that, you know what I mean? There has to be a reason behind why you do something. You know what I mean? And the reason has to be correct. Everybody may not agree with what you do, but if you do what you do for a valid and correct reason, it's kind of hard to argue with somebody. I don't agree with his reason for doing this. I think that the reason that he did it is more damaging than anything. I think if he had just took the case and just took the case, I think it would have just been normal. But what he's doing with the case and the show that he's putting on and the things that he's saying and the way that the media is pouring fire on it, this is ridiculous. It's not productive, in my opinion. And, it's real Black Lives Matter-ish. You know what I mean? So my question is for everybody that's watching, have you guys heard anything about it? Have you seen anything? Have you read any articles? I want to know what you guys think about it. So let's talk about the weather. All right. My question is, who knows what Agenda 21 is? If you know what Agenda 21 is, tell me about it. All right. This is an article from July 12th, all right, of 2021. I'm sorry. No, that's just a damn day. That's just a date. This article was published 7 years ago on March 11th of 2014. And it says, how would you like to be forced into a human habitat? That doesn't sound good to me. I don't want to be forced into a human habitat. How's that sound to you guys? Do you guys want to be in a human habitat or no? I don't. All right. So now here it says communism is coming to America and the world, this time cloaked in green, not red. So right now we're starting off with fear porn. All right. This is I don't like when journalists and journalism does this. We don't know if communism is coming to America. Okay. Like that's crazy. As far as I'm concerned, communism is already here and it's been here. All right. This time cloaked in green. What they're talking about is all of these environmental things that are going on. The Green New Deal. All right. Have you guys heard of that? The Green New Deal? Human habitat sounds like controlled concentration camps. Big facts. Absolutely. Private property is under attack. Land is being grabbed by stealth. U.S. federal government claiming control over more and more land and kicking rightful owners off their property through use of eminent domain. Now, what I find interesting about this eminent domain, right, in this article here, eminent domain was used and still is used on Black people when the United States created the freeway system. The Department of Transportation did this. They ran freeways through Black neighborhoods. They called them urban areas to not sound racist. You know what I'm saying? And they displaced a bunch of Black people. Every major highway system in the United States was purposely ran straight through the middle of Black populated neighborhoods. And nowadays you have people in the population at large that want to snarl and say, oh, they're even complaining about the highways being racist. That's because they are. Okay. None of these people were complaining about eminent domain back then. But now that eminent domain may affect them, now what we need to do is we need to get everybody in an outrage about it. See, when there's individual problems, everybody else just needs to shut up as long as the heavenly 70% of the population is doing okay. But when that 70% of the population gets rocked a little bit because of some changes, then we all need to follow suit and get outraged. Isn't that interesting how that works? The rhetoric, like the dire rhetoric behind this is just interesting to me. We all need to be aware, you know. The US federal government is claiming control over more land, more and more, kicking rightful owners off their property through the use of eminent domain. But you didn't care when that was being done by the Department of Transportation to black people, when the freeways were being run through our neighborhoods. You didn't care then, but now we're supposed to be outraged. That's interesting. The government, through numerous agencies like EPA, is also laying claim to all waterways, including small streams in America. Now, my thing is, right, what's changed? It says that the government is also laying claim to all waterways and streams in America. My question is, what changed? Isn't this what happened when the Pilgrims first came here? Didn't they just lay claim to stuff that wasn't theirs? So the government that those same people formed is now doing this, and now all of a sudden we're outraged about it. But literally, what they're describing here is literally how the country was formed. We're just supposed to forget about that? Like, I'm confused as to the tone of this article. You know what I mean? I mean, there has to be some element of understanding that there is a approaching karma, and this is the government that they set up. Now that government that you set up is bigger than what it was before, and now it's turning on you. And now you want everybody else that you treated like shit to save you or to be outraged with you. I don't think we owe anybody any outrage unless this affects us. But that's just my logical interpretation. You guys may feel different. And if you do, you know, feel free to say. It's all good. So now here it says, cunningly, all of this is being sugar-coated and done in the name of sustainability, saving the environment, and with the use of other nice-sounding PR terms like smart growth. Well, I got a question. Is Thanksgiving one of those PR terms? Wouldn't Thanksgiving qualify as one of those PR terms? Cunningly, all of this is being sugar-coated and done in the name of sustainability, saving the environment, and with the use of other nice-sounding PR terms like smart growth. That's right. The United Nations Communist Agenda 21 has arrived, and green is the new red. Now, again, this is fear porn, all right? Yes, I do believe that Agenda 21 has nefarious purposes. However, anytime they throw extra shit in there, like, quote, communist or, quote, socialist, you already know that it's dog whistles, and it's just some, you know, it's an agenda-based article. It's almost like they use a template for this shit. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, what is Agenda 21? My question is, do y'all know what Agenda 21 is? Agenda 21 is a global scheme being implanted in America and elsewhere to place concentrated power in the hands of a few central planners who will then decide in a top-down fashion where everyone will live, where they can go, and where they will be forbidden from entering. Oh my God. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like everybody having to live like how black people lived. Damn, that must be scary for some people who, you know, their ancestors never experienced that. That must be very frightening. Is that why we're all supposed to hold hands and be scared together? I guess we got the experience curve when it comes to this kind of shit. So now here it says it plans to create non-human zones, which arguably the entire United States is a big one of these. where ordinary people will never be allowed to step foot. I mean, we already have an entire continent like that. And I'm not joking anymore. I'm not talking about the United States. I'm talking about Antarctica. Antarctica is basically a non-human zone. It's only like there for science. Agenda 21, universal wages for chips in your body, concentration camps, and censorship. Yeah, big facts. Smart cities, smart dust, right? All of that good stuff. Climate control, manipulating the weather. You know what I'm saying? That's where we going with this. Then, in the little bit of land left, there will be a dozen or so mega regions. Now, this is interesting. The mega regions. My question is, have you ever seen the mega regions? Did you guys know about this? The mega regions? This is actually interesting, and I should actually do a separate live stream about this. But the mega regions are very similar, and they almost mirror identically to the regions that were on Hunger Games. Vincent Harper, what's good, bro? Good to see you. Welcome. So if you go and you look up the FEMA regions, I think that the country is actually split into 8 different regions by FEMA. So they already have this stuff, somewhat planned out. There was an actual Agenda 21 conference. You know what I mean? So now here it says these will become smart cities. Remember, we just talked about the smart cities. Did you know that China already has some prototype smart cities? Now, my question is, do you guys know what comes along with a smart city? Have you guys ever seen any of the videos? Have you guys ever read any articles about smart cities? You guys know what's going on with those? If not, you need to check it out. You really need to look into facial recognition. Because in this system like this, biogenetic and bioelectric identification will basically be the norm. It'll basically be the path to get to wherever you need to go. It'll be your identification. Social standing AI. Yeah, big facts, Vincent. Big facts. So now, here it says with mass transit, high rises, and people stacked up on top of each other in tiny sized box apartments. Damn, that sounds like how we were shipped here in a damn sardine can floating across the Atlantic damn ocean. So now they just plan on, people are going to be living like that. Again, nothing unfamiliar for us, but it must be horrifying to the rest of the public. I think maybe this is one of the reasons why they're so scared of, they don't want to talk about critical race theory, because they know that this kind of stuff is imminent. And if they talk about critical race theory, then they might, have some flashbacks to some shit they never experienced. You know what I mean? So now here it says you will be asked to need less and accept living in a cardboard box, all for the supposed sake of Earth. While the elite, and remember, we talked about the elite administrators live in their mansions out of sight in another sector. Again, I don't understand why they're preaching to the public as if this is something new. We lived on plantations while the elite lived inside the plantations out of sight in another sector. So basically, like Agenda 21 is they're basically using a technocracy to apply the slave model to the mainstream population. And I guess we're supposed to give a shit. Nobody gave a shit while we were in slavery. Yo, what's good, Rogish? What's going on, bro? Good to see you, family. Nowhere to hide in smart cities. Yeah, big facts. Big facts. Nowhere to hide, bro. If y'all don't know my man Rogish down here, anybody that follows me, help me out, support my boy down here. All right, go to his channel and hit the bell icon twice, smash the like button. You know what I'm saying? We go in there and chop it up when my man goes live, because he does go live too. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you show some support, show some love, because that's the homie right there. You know what I'm saying? Got all my homies in here today, man. That's what's up. You Law in here, Delmo in here. Um, my man Lucas is in here. Grind and Motivate was in here early. We deep in here today. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it today. Oh man. So now here it says Agenda 21 even contains plans. Listen to this: for the government to decide whether you own a car, whether you grow your own food, and what materials your dwelling will be made of. Now, this is kind of when they say communism, they're kind of trying to compare this to the government in China, because China's government already has these kind of tight controls over their population. Now, my question that I have for everybody is we're reading all of this fear porn and it sounds sci-fi and cool, right? But my question is for anybody who actually doesn't want this to happen, what's the plan to stop it? That's my question. What's the plan to stop it? My question is, who is something like this going to affect the most when it comes to the United States? If we instituted Agenda 21 tomorrow, who will be directly affected by it? MC Fact, what's up? What they don't want to deal with is many blacks are native to America. Yeah, that's big facts. That's absolute facts, bro. And they don't want to deal with that. You're absolutely right. You know what I mean? So my question is, who would this Agenda 21 actually affect? So yeah, the Sedvar seed vault is what you're talking about, Delmo. The seed bunker in the Scandinavian country. I think it's Norway is where it is. The Sedvar seed vault is nuclear bomb proof. You know what I'm saying? And it stores all of the original genetic seeds on the planet. Yeah, you're right. Yep. For some kind of quote event. They call it an event, like it's on Google Calendar somewhere or something. So now here it says, but that's not all. Agenda 21 is a master plan behind the smart deception. In planned smart cities, smart meters will be prevalent. Cameras will be everywhere, and everyone will be under constant surveillance 24/7. Eventually, the plan is to link all machines, appliances, and devices to a smart chip or microchip, which the elite want you to have embedded in your skin. So now we've all heard this, right? And they're talking about this elites. Now, I don't like calling them the elite because, in my opinion, you know, we're just dealing with basic white supremacists. The elites are the forefounders, the forefathers, the predecessors, and the architects of white supremacy. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why white people call them the elites. These are the people that set up privilege for you. Adam Weishaupt was a guy who in 1776 set up privilege for you. I don't understand why we don't call people the descendants of the Illuminati, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? They get to call these people elites. What do you mean elites? The KKK is part of is directly linked to Freemasonry. We did that in the video yesterday. We showed all the proof of that. The KKK is directly linked to Freemasonry. And these are the same people that go around and they literally act, they talk about these people. They talk about these elites, the Bilderberg group, and you know what I mean, the Freemasons and all of this, as if they didn't set up the privilege for them that they have here. I don't get it. I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me. Now you're outraged. What are you outraged about? Mark of the Beast. Yeah, that's facts. The chip. There's a city called Astana, and that city is in a country called Kazakhstan. And if you look at an aerial view of the map, you can see all of this Masonic, sacred geometry, geometria, symbolism type architecture, and things like crop circles, like the Nazca lines that you can see from the sky. One of the images that you can see from the sky in Astana is a picture of a man's head with a chip actually going into the top of it. It was very interesting. You know what I'm saying? You guys should check that out. There's a channel on YouTube that's called Woodward TV. They got a real good video on Astana. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says this chip will be necessary for you to access money, food, transport, entry to your dwelling and buildings, but it will also be subject to remote control from authority. Humans will become more autonomous nodes on a massive smart grid, thus fulfilling the ambitions of the transhumanism agenda. Now, what I find interesting is there's always been a transhumanism agenda. We're going to act outraged now because it's involving mechanical parts. But when it involved these same people that set up white privilege going around to different places like the Philippines, Africa, India, China, Australia, and creating brand new races of people by raping everybody, that was just okay. But now that you're going to get chips in your head against your will, now we all need to join hands and be outraged. We didn't have any, I'm a transhuman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any choice in that. You know what I mean? Anybody that's a foundational Black American, we're basically transhuman. We had augmentation from an invasion. We didn't have any choice over that. Same with Latinos. Same with Arabs. Light-skinned Filipinos, light-skinned people from India. The original people in the places where we're from don't look like how we look today. And why don't they? Because there was already a first transhumanism agenda. So I don't understand why I'm supposed to give a shit about one that affects everybody when we've already been affected. That's my question. Chip shortages. Can't even find a PlayStation 5. Yeah, I think there's actually some graphene shortages going on right now. That's one of the metals that they need to make the semiconductors, or it's like some kind of silicate metal type thing. So I'm just confused about the outrage about this. You know what I mean? What I want to know is this agenda. Who is this agenda allegedly gonna affect? So now here it says this isn't conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy fact. Recently, a Colorado woman lost custody of her son for speaking out against Agenda 21. This tyrannical plan is being carried out as we speak. So now here it says recently a Colorado woman lost her son for speaking out against Agenda 21. But then they don't put any like links. There's no hyperlinks to like any news article or no hyperlinks to any court dockets, like nothing. I'm sure there was other things going on, and it wasn't just about her saying stuff about Agenda 21. You know what I mean? So now here this is talking about Agenda 21's Club of Rome origins, the sustainable development, all of this stuff. All right. Agenda 21 is pure collectivism. So now here they're using the dog whistles, Marxism, socialism, and communism. We all know. So clearly we know what side of the aisle whoever wrote this article is on. You know what I'm saying? They got to put the fear porn out there. Tell everybody's a Marxist. Hey, Sari Lynn, what up? Hence, shill snakes buying up large land masses, the totalitarian tiptoe. The agenda has been going on. Yeah, absolutely. They got the agenda, what is it, 2030 now? Already? So they're past the Agenda 21, you know? But one of the things that Agenda 21 goes into is the climate. They talk about CO2 reduction. That's the famous speech where they have Bill Gates standing there talking down to the crowd about CO2 reduction in the atmosphere. All right. And CO2 reduction in the atmosphere has interesting effects on the clouds. And if it has effects on the clouds, then it has effects on the weather. All right. So, what I want to do is I want to show you guys some of the things that have been going on with the weather because it's actually quite bizarre. All right. So, let me just grab these links real quick. Let me see. So, the first one that I want to show you guys, and I had asked you guys about this yesterday, but I'm not sure if you guys had heard me or not. Did you hear about in India? There was a lightning strike that killed 70 people. There it is right there. Deadly lightning storm kills nearly 70 people across India. Like, that's kind of crazy. All right. So now here it says dozens of people across 3 Indian states have perished in freak lightning storms, or have perished. I'm sorry, perished in freak lightning storms. The government has promised to provide compensation for the families of the deceased and those who have been injured. Look at this. A total of 68 people have been killed in the deadly weather event, which hit Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan on Thursday, local media said. I mean, what the hell kind of storm was that where lightning was going all over the place and it killed 70 people? Like, that's insane. Remember the episode of Justice League where they had to fight the alien horde that was actually a war weapon that destroyed its masters? I offer you the greed that is the cause for the pilgrim's grief. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I remember that. I think that wasn't that the Justice League movie. That was they were fighting like those globular white and red things, right? Some weird, like it looked like some type of drone thing. Well, you know what else? Do you know that movie Aliens? The black goo, the black goo was allegedly, some kind of war weapon too. Because you remember the alphas were flying around. What do they call it? The space jockeys. They were flying around and they had those canisters with the black goo inside of it. That's why when they went to Prometheus, they inside of the planet they had all of those temples that had all of those rows of those canisters with the black goo. And then on Aliens, I forget the one after that, after Prometheus, when they were on that planet, that android was on that ship and he flew down and like launched all of those black goos on all of that that society that was down there, and it killed them all. You know what I'm saying? Of course, because the black goo takes over your DNA and turns you into an alien, or either the aliens that just come through and kill you. You know what I mean? So now here it says they are scattered reports detailing casualties, but in many places, the specific circumstances that led to the deaths have not been disclosed. Now, see, this to me sounds like some conspiracy theory type stuff. Because I'm telling you, man, like, when the hell has anyone heard of some damn lightning storm killing 70 people? That's like Raiden was just up in the air and just decided to just start like throwing lightning bolts like Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. Don't know lightning just strikes 70 damn people? You mean to tell me for one, it was 70 people out in a lightning storm? You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. That's literal insanity. You know what I mean? Deadly lightning storm kills nearly 70 people across India. How? Shit. How the hell that shit happened? Like, see, do you like that? It's really not statistically likely that somebody will get hit with lightning. But you mean to tell me that 70 motherfuckers got hit in one storm? Or the Borg? Big facts, MC Fact. Weather doesn't naturally behave like that. No, at all. At all, bro. But that's what this that's what this is claiming. Like, just lightning just all over the place. It sounded to me like somebody put like there's a giant microwave somewhere and somebody accidentally left a fork in it. That's what it sounds like to me. You ever put you ever put metal in the microwave and seen all that lightning be inside your microwave? That's what this sounds like happened to me, man. It sound like something else. Dozens of people across 3 Indian states have perished in freak lightning storms. The government has promised to provide compensation for the families of the deceased and those who have been injured. A total of 68 people have been killed in the deadly weather event, which hit Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajha on Sunday, local media said. There are scattered reports detailing casualties, but in many cases, the specific circumstances that led to the deaths have not been disclosed. Well, I mean, I thought the deaths was the damn lightning. Didn't they get hit by lightning? But now the circumstances ain't about to be disclosed. But Russia Today just wrote a big article on it. What? What? Resistance is futile. The Borg. That's from Star Trek, right? The Borg, I think. But I'm trying to figure out what this is talking about, though, because this just said that this lightning storm killed 70 people. And now they're sitting up here talking about the causes of death won't be disclosed. I thought the cause of death was the lightning storm. Deadly lightning storm kills 70 people. So you've disclosed it there. The specific circumstances that led to the deaths have not yet been disclosed. In the western state of Rajasthan, 11 people died after being struck by lightning near a watchtower at the famous 11th century Amber Fort, police said. Well, I mean, it's not really the most brilliant thing to stand next to a giant metal pole sticking out of the ground when there's some crazy ass lightning storm going on. I mean, like me personally, like I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? These victims were reportedly taking selfies near the tower. Then when lightning struck the area. So we're gonna during a crazy lightning storm, we're gonna stand next to a giant metal pole that's sticking out of the sky. And just to make it more easy for the lightning to find us, we're gonna use electronic devices. Yeah, not the ideal behavior for that situation. We could have done some things different there and might still be alive today. You know what I mean? Just saying. Hindsight is 2020. You know what I mean? The victims were reportedly taking selfies near the tower when the lightning struck. I mean, the selfie is not that damn important. Shit. Other deaths reported in Uttar Pradesh involved farmer laborers who were caught in open fields when the lightning erupted. Yeah. That's another thing you don't want to do is during a storm, be outside. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has pledged around $2,600 for the next of kin of those killed in the lightning strikes. That's kind of not a lot of money. And approximately $670 for each person who has been injured. What the hell are they supposed to do with that? $670 to take care of some damn lightning injuries? You know what the hell happens to you when you get struck with lightning? That shit messes up your nerves. It messes up your brain. It can like change the SA node rhythmia of your heart. $670 ain't gonna do nothing. State governments also announced their own compensation plans. The lightning storms coincided with India's monsoon season. Oh man, I can't stop yawning, y'all. Sorry. Which runs from June to September. Videos posted to social media showed flash floods sweeping away cars as India suffers through the bout of extreme weather. Like, man, this is crazy. Look at this. What the hell? From really? That's crazy. Oh, look at that white car. What the man? What? Yeah, that's not natural, man. Like, and we ain't even got to the lightning strikes. Wow. That's crazy. What do you guys think about that? Cooked from the inside. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Okay, let's talk weather. You do know the weather is controlled now. Oh yeah. Did you were in that video when we were talking about all of the different weather control methods and HARP and all of that stuff? And there's other stuff that they use to control the weather too. They actually use volcanoes also. In some places, some of the sulfur can interact in a weird way with the clouds. But this is interesting here. I've never quite seen anything like that. Look at this. Of course. There we go. So now here it says the Indian Meteorological Department has warned that more lightning strikes may come over the next few days. Lightning kills a surprisingly large amount of people each year in India. That's weird. Also, more than 2,900 Indians perished from lightning in 2019, according to official figures cited by the media. 2,900 Indians perished from lightning? That's actually kind of crazy. I don't know what happened to the screen share. I just like came over here and like my face was like all big on the screen and I'm like yawning. So my bad. If you live in the Midwest, there are no more 4 seasons. Yeah, that's facts. I live in the Midwest and you're right. The monsoons do flood, but they're still able to drive in the flood. Been to Indonesia, seen it firsthand. Homie was in a Volkswagen Bug getting through it. Somebody else was on a dirt bike. Oh yeah, I believe it. I've seen things like that too. I've never seen anything like that video, man. Like that was crazy. So let me see. So that's this video here, or I'm sorry, that's this article here about this crazy lightning. All right. So the next video is about these power outages that have been happening because of the extreme heat that's been going on out west. Have you guys heard about that? I think there's also some new fires going on too. But what I find interesting is this issue with these power outages. I'm interested to see how they're dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. They don't have any power here. All right. And I think this is in Arizona. Power outages. Some are still without power after Saturday storms. Now, my thing is that these weather anomalies are crazy. You would think that they would talk about this stuff in the mainstream media, but they're not saying too much. Why do you think they're so quiet about it? They packed into those cities in India like sardines. Yeah, big facts. Everybody remember when you used to be able to smell the rain coming hours before its arrival? Yes, I do remember that. Absolutely. You could smell it and taste it. Like the air tasted different. Like you could, you know what I mean? Like you could feel it. You can feel it in the air, like Phil Collins. You know what I'm saying? But you can't nowadays. And the winters are very weird too. It's almost either a blizzard or no snow, basically. It's like really, really, really bipolar. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, please make sure you hit the like button. All right, help your boy out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the bell icon twice. All right, smash the like button. Drop your boy a comment. All right, that really helps me out. Okay. Appreciate you guys for being here. This is awesome. All my peoples up in here. All my peoples, are you with me? Where you at? In the front, in the back. Killer bees on attack. Power outages. Some are still without power after Saturday's storms. All right. At its peak, some 35,000 customers were without power on late Saturday after storms brought dust, high winds, thunder, and lightning to much of the valley. As of Sunday evening, power had seemingly been restored to most of these customers, with fewer than 2,000 still without power, according to both APS and SRP's online outage maps. All right. SRP's outage map still showed some customers without power in San Tan Valley, Queen Creek, Chandler Heights, and South Phoenix due to down power lines. Like, man, this is crazy. See, like, it doesn't take anything to mess up the power grid, man. That's, in my opinion, I don't understand what has been taking the United States so long to prioritize getting the power grid together. Like, doesn't it seem like every year now we have multiple issues with the power grid where like a storm knocks something out, or it's just always some kind of issue about it? You know what I mean? There's always some kind of power grid issue anymore. One of the hardest hit areas for APS customers was near 35th Avenue between Cactus Road and Perea Avenue, where multiple power poles were knocked down, affecting hundreds of businesses and homes. APS says its field personnel are working to restore the outage caused by downed power poles. And here they go right here. All right, so that's the end of this one. That was pretty short and sweet. I wish all the articles was like that. So now we have an article about Yellowstone Park. And you know, Yellowstone Park is the topic of interest for a lot of conspiracy theories because a lot of people think that the volcano in Yellowstone Park is going to blow up, and that's what's going to cause the destruction of America. You know what I mean? How is this extreme heat affecting animals? I read in Canada it was so hot it cooked the mussels and clams in the boiling lake water, birds dying. Oh, wow. Damn, I wish you could give me that article. I didn't hear about that, but I believe it though, because we have fires starting down here because it's so hot. I just don't think that they've released any reports, but I'm sure it is affecting the animals negatively. I'm almost positive it is. It's probably causing the animals to migrate funny. It's probably causing them to have a lack in certain food supply. You know what I mean? It's probably causing all kinds of problems. I totally, you know, I gotta agree with that article that you read, because anytime something is thrown off in the environment has to adjust to compensate for it. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that'll cause a change in migration. That's one of the things that'll cause a change in food patterns, eating patterns. You know what I'm saying? So let's actually check this article out here that we have. All right. So this one here, this is the one that's about Yellowstone Park. All right. And this is an article from Wired. Iconic Yellowstone Park faces startling climate threats. But are they as startling as those 70 people that got zapped in India? Like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just some wild stuff right there. Iconic Yellowstone Park faces startling climate threats. A new report details here we go, global warming. Now, there's a lot of people that say that global warming allegedly has been debunked. Now, my question is, do you guys believe that there's global warming? I do. I believe that global warming is absolutely happening. I think that there's plenty of evidence that shows that it's happening. And I don't understand I don't understand why people don't think that global warming makes sense. I mean, the planet has been warming for thousands of years. There used to be lakes all over the place, and there used to be more ice. Clearly, there's more land visible. You know what I mean? And the sea level is rising. So, you know, I don't know. I don't understand why people say that there's no such thing as global warming. What do you guys think? A new report details global warming's effect on the national park and its surroundings, including everything from its forests to the Old Faithful geyser. So I think this is it right here. This is the Old Faithful geyser. Has anybody been to Yellowstone Park? I've never been there. I'd like to go. I kind of don't want to go though, because there's a lot of shit that could blow up. while I'm there, and I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? This story originally appeared on Yale Environment 360 and is a part of the Climate Desk collaboration. In 1872, when Yellowstone was designated as the first national park in the United States, Congress decreed that it be reserved and withdrawn from settlement. All right. So, see how they said this should be reserved and withdrawn from settlement? That's literally what I was talking about when I was reading that article about Agenda 21, and they were talking about eminent domain and the government just taking land. I mean, the government has always just taken land. This whole entire continent is taken, for one, and then after they took the whole continent, then they took part of the continent again in little increments from the natives. Like everybody knows, like massive native indigenous people in Wyoming. You know what I mean? But we'll just take the land and say, like, this is a national park. How does that work? How do we do that? This is what I mean by certain people going against nature. Yeah, absolutely, MC Fact. You are, as always, on point, and I totally agree. And I think Rogish agrees with that too. You know what I'm saying? Delmo too. So we, you know what I'm saying? We here. All right. Yet today, Yellowstone, which stretches 3,472 square miles across Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, is facing a threat that no national park designation can protect against: rising temperatures. Since 1950, the iconic park has experienced a host of changes caused by human-driven global warming, including decreased snowpack, shorter winters, and longer summers, and a growing risk of wildfires. These changes, as well as projected changes as the as the planet continues to warm this century, are just laid out in a just released climate assessment that was years in the making. This report examines the impacts of climate changes, not only in the park, but also in greater Yellowstone ecosystem, an area 10 times the size of the park itself. Now, Delmo, this part right here, all right, I think if we looked at this climate assessment, this would probably answer those questions about the patterns or changes that we see in the animal or wildlife population there, because they're talking about the entire ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says a climate assessment says that temperatures in the park are now as high or higher than in any period in the last 20,000 years. And they're likely the warmest in the last 800,000 years. Since 1950, Yellowstone has experienced an average temperature increase of 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit, with the most pronounced warming taking place after elevations above 5,000 feet. Today, the report says Yellowstone's spring thaw starts several weeks sooner, and peak annual stream runoff is 8 days earlier than in 1950. The region's agricultural growing season is nearly 2 weeks longer than it was 70 years ago. Since 1950, snowfall has declined in the greater Yellowstone area. In January and March by 53% and 43% respectively. And snowfall in September has virtually disappeared, dropping by 96%. Annual snowfall has decreased by nearly 2 feet since 1950. So that's what we were just talking about with the snow. So my thing is that if they actually have this hardcore evidence with all of these changes, why are there still some people that deny that there's climate change? There's no such thing as climate change, really? How is there not? All the indicators say otherwise. You know what I mean? Because of steady warming, precipitation that once fell as snow now increasingly comes as rain. So see, now the snow is coming as rain. Annual precipitation could increase by 9 to 15% in the end of the century, the assessment says. But with snowpack decreasing and temperatures and evaporation increasing, future conditions are expected to be drier, stressing here we go. This is what we're looking for. Future conditions are expected to be drier, stressing vegetation and increasing the risk of wildfires. I thought they was going to go into wildlife. Extreme weather is already more common, and blazes like Yellowstone's massive 1988 fires, which burned 800,000 acres, are a growing seasonal worry. The assessment's future projections are even bleaker. If heat trapping emissions are not reduced, towns and cities in the greater Yellowstone area, including Bozeman in Montana and Jackson, Pinedale, and Cody in Wyoming, could experience 40 to 60 more days per year when the temperatures exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And under current greenhouse gas emission scenarios, temperatures in the greater Yellowstone area could increase by 5 to 10% by 2100, causing an upheaval in the ecosystem, including shifts in forest composition. So this is interesting. If this climate change continues, then there could be, a change in the forest composition, which would mean, I guess, there'll be different trees there. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to live in harmony with nature. We used to. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. We're being taken down a one road path of an unnatural future. And me personally, I'm not thrilled. You know what I'm saying? The greater Yellowstone area could increase by 5 to 10 degrees by 2100, causing an upheaval. I already read that. At the heart of the issues facing the greater Yellowstone area is water. And the report warns that communities around the park, including ranchers, farmers, businessmen, and homeowners, must devise plans to deal with the growing prospect of drought, declining snowpack, and seasonal shifts in water availability. Look at this. Now, you guys remember that one video, that lecture that Dr. Claude Anderson did when he was talking about how there would possibly be water shortages coming? Well, we know from this article here, one place where there might be water shortages is Yellowstone, Wyoming. So my question is, if there's a water storage, what is everybody going to do about it? How are we going to deal with a water shortage? If tomorrow we just didn't have running water in the fashion that we're used to having it in, how do we deal with that? What is our algorithm? What is our solution for that? How do we handle that? Tomorrow, no more water. What if you lived in Flint, Michigan? No more water. How do you deal with that? How do you fix that? How do you solve that? How do you survive in that environment? Because the thing is that environment is a very, very possible future and a very possible near future. So what do we do? Climate is going to change our economies and the health of all people who live here, said Kathy Whitlock, a Montana State University paleoclimatologist and co-author of the report. She hopes to engage residents and political leaders about local consequences and develop lists of habits most at risk and the specific indicators of human health that need to be studied, like the connection between the increase in wildfires and respiratory illness. Sounding like the alarm isn't new, but the authors of the Yellowstone report hope that their approach and body of evidence presented will convince those skeptical about climate change to accept that it's real and intensifying. The report describes a scenario that is now all too common across the American West and in the region's renowned national parks, from Grand Canyon in Arizona to Zion in Utah to Olympic in Washington State. Record warming and extreme drought mean that there is not enough fall and winter moisture, leading to steadily declining mountain snowpack. Many iconic venues may soon lose the very features that they were named for. Most striking is Glacier National Park in Montana, where since the late 19th century, a number of the park's glaciers had declined from 150 to 26. The remaining glaciers are expected to disappear this century. Wow. What do you guys think about that? No more glaciers at Glacier Park. Oh, yeah, I'm drinking, man. What's good? Help me. What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Or did you mean drinking water or drinking piss or drinking beer? You know what I'm saying? That's funny as hell. Unnatural is right. That's the key. I'll come back to that later or in a future video. Don't forget unnatural. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think I know exactly where you're going with that, bro. And you're right on point. Good morning. I guess all of the above. That's hilarious, bro. So this is interesting, man. Like there's a lot of stuff going on with the climate here. There's a lot of stuff going on with the climate. So I think we get the gist of this. I don't think we need to necessarily continue to read about Yellowstone Park. And again, you guys know how I do. I'll link the articles in the description box so you guys have them if you want to do some independent research. All right. So we talked about the power outage, right? We talked about the power outage that was in Arizona. I think that was. But now we're going to deal with the power outage. Looks like there's one going on in California. Yeah. California power grid is threatened amid fire in Oregon. So this is pretty crazy. All right. This is insane. Brother, my first cousin runs a hedge fund and he's been investing in water for over 10 years. He always called it blue gold. They want us to be short of water. Absolutely. How many people agree with this comment here? I totally agree with that. I think they want the same thing for air. You know what I'm saying? I totally think that they want the same thing for air. We will need to really think about renewable energy, especially for water. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. If Yellowstone goes, we're done here. Yeah, big facts. If you guys could, I don't know if you guys have hit the like button, but I'd appreciate it if you guys could smash the like button, share the video out if you guys can. I definitely appreciate it. All right. You know, I got to run a little commercial there. You know what I'm saying? We got to do that. That's the YouTube thing. Smash the like button, hit the bell. All right, so this article, it comes from Patch. All right. Have you guys ever read any articles in Patch? I like Patch. They have an app. They got all kind of local information and local news, and you can actually submit content like journalism to Patch. So like Patch is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I like it. They have like these little mini articles. You know what I'm saying? So this one here says California power grid threatened amid fire in Oregon. Flex alert has been extended. The state asked residents to conserve energy for a second consecutive day after a rapidly spreading wildfire threatened transmission lines. Look at that. Doesn't that look a lot like HARP? You know what that looked like? Doesn't that look like HARP? The Golden State extended its flex alert Saturday and asked residents to conserve energy for a second consecutive day as rapidly spreading wildfire in southern Oregon threatened vital transmission lines used to power California. The alert from the California Independent System Operator originally came down Friday and asked residents to conserve energy from 4 to 9 p.m. on Saturday. Casio again asked residents to lower thermostats and continue to conserve power during the evening hours. I got to ask you guys a question. Would you guys be okay with this? Would you be okay with that? Natural resources are in abundance and not a social class thing. These companies deserve to be held accountable. Yeah, big facts. Big facts. My question is, how do we do it? Class action lawsuit? How do we do it? It appears the earth is detoxifying itself from the claws of the system of illegitimacy. Survival of the fittest. Blessed are those who have the carbon called melanin. Big facts. Yeah, totally. Take a shot on that one. take a little bit of a shot on that one. That's funny. Well, you guys didn't tell me that I didn't put the article up here on the screen. Sorry about that, y'all. Rolling outages were possible for the state yet again on Saturday, but officials said conservation could save Casio from having to pull the plug on residents as a last resort. The news comes as a weekend swelters and bears down on California. Look at this, triple-digit heat. Triple-digit heat plagued much of the state on Friday, posing a significant challenge for the electric grid. Also on Friday, Death Valley National Park in California recorded a blazing high of 130 degrees and could reach the same high on Saturday and Sunday. The 130-degree reading could be the hottest high recorded there since 1913 of July of 1913. When the same Furnace Creek desert area hit 134 degrees Fahrenheit, considered the highest reliably measured temperature on Earth. 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Has anybody ever experienced temperatures like that? I couldn't imagine. Man, that's crazy. The National Weather Service warned the dangerous conditions could cause heat-related illnesses across the state. And while mounting heat contributed to the possibility of rolling blackouts for the second day, the bootleg fire burning in southern Oregon proved to be a wild card for grid operators on Saturday. Conditions deteriorated quickly as the bootleg fire continued to grow and posed an imminent threat to transmission lines leading into the California-Oregon internie, Casio said. The wind-fanned blaze, which burned more than 76,000 acres, has forced evacuations and was not projected to be contained for another 2 weeks. The fire doubled in acreage and burned in less than 24 hours, officials said. Governor Gavin Newsom issued an emergency proclamation on Friday, suspending some rules to allow for more power capacity. Californians are asked to voluntarily conserve electricity from 4 to 9 p.m. What do you guys think about that? I'm not used to living like that, so that would be kind of weird for me. That would be really weird for me. It's like throwing yourself in a fire. Yeah, no doubt. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking the Ant-Man ideology, destroy, take for within. Funny concept, but it will be done. Yeah, big facts. So far, the extreme heat is hitting the countries above the equator, e.g., headquarters of the system of illegitimacy. Wonder if it's impacting Africa. Nope. Just like how COVID had a negligible impact on Africa. Did you notice that? Wasn't too much going on with. Now, check this out. The system of illegitimacy, Asia and Europe, right? One and the same. They tried like arresting a bunch of Africans who were in China and throwing them in concentration camps, talking about it was the Africans who brought COVID. That's hot indeed. Once it hit 117 in 29 Palms, California, felt like God left the oven on. Damn, I bet. Oh, that's scary. Nestle has been robbing the water in the Great Lakes for 30 years and selling it to people without a permit and got away with it. Would be very hard to hold them accountable, unfortunately. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. When flex alerts were called in mid-June and during last summer in August and September, consumers significantly reduced energy use greatly, limiting rotating power outages. So this is during the flex alert. This is before the flex alert. So this is basically it. All right, as far as this article goes. 134 degrees. That's insane. That's crazy. What do you guys think about that? I couldn't deal with that. Man, you would constantly be under like constant threat of just burning to death. You know what I mean? Like imagine if your air condition stopped working or something. Like that's crazy. So I was gonna read an article from the LA Times, but this article from the LA Times, for the most part, is literally about the same thing as that patch article. All right. But I'll link it in the description box of the video. Okay. So the last article that I have is about a fire, the Bexworth Complex fire, which is now the largest California wildfire this year. Have you guys ever heard of this? This right here, this picture looks crazy. Cali is literally on fire half the year, and now water shortages. Cali is getting crazy to live there. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. At those temperatures, you can literally cook eggs on rocks, pavement, hood of your car. Oh yeah, I bet. I bet, Jim. That's crazy. That's some scary stuff, man. Could you imagine if you just had like some shorts on and you just plop down on a leather seat in a car in those temperatures? Like you would like burn and stick to the seat. You know, they didn't have central AC in Seattle. Some residents believe it's a good idea to open their windows during the day, but it's best to keep the home cool. Yeah, you think? You know, absolutely help me. So let me see. Hold on. So check this out. You guys are gonna be like, damn, when you see this. Look at this. Look at that. That's a damn fire. Like, that's crazy. Beckworth Complex fire, now the largest California wildfire this year. Look at this. Fire and brimstone. That shit looks like the surface of the sun. And it's going down right now in California. Man, that's crazy. It's just burning up. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. So check this out. It says a fast-moving wildfire in Plumas and Lassen counties is now the largest wildfire of the year in California, nearly doubling in size within the past 24 hours. The Beckensworth Complex fire, which includes both the Dada and Sugar fires, has burned 89,748 acres up from 55,000 acres on Saturday, the U.S. Forest Service reported. As of Monday morning, it was 23% contained. It has burned about 134 square miles along the Nevada border, northwest of Lake Tahoe. Fire crews gained containment along the south side of the fire on Sunday and are preparing for extreme fire behavior on Monday with dry, unstable southwest winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. The north side of the fire remains the most active area, But the U.S. Forest Service is also warning drivers about possible spot fires and road closures on the Highway 395, which was closed between Saturday and Sunday after the blaze jumped the highway near the town of Doyle in Lassen County. So the fire got onto the damn highway. That's crazy. Looks like hell. Yeah, no doubt, Law. Fire looks biblical. Yeah, big facts. That fire looked crazy as hell. Whole house fans, when it cools off in the evening, are very effective and more energy efficient than AC. You said whole house fans, Jim? What's a whole house fan? Is that like a big house fan or something? Fire crews gained containment along the south side of the fire on Sunday and are preparing for extreme fire behavior on Monday with dry, unstable southwest winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. The north side of the fire remains the most active area, but the U.S. Forest Service is also warning drivers about possible spot fires and road closures on Highway 395, which was closed between Saturday and Sunday after the blaze jumped the highway near the town of Doyle in Lassen County. And I already read that, and then I just read it again. The fire's operations section chief, Jake Cagle, told the Associated Press that structures had burned in Doyle, although he did not have an exact number. A damage assessment team has arrived to the area to validate and assess reports of damaged or destroyed structures, the U.S. Forest Service said. Bob Perret, who manages the Buck Inn bar, said he saw at least 6 houses destroyed on Saturday, the Associated Press reported. The fire was smoldering Sunday in and around the town of about 600 people, but Perret feared for some remote ranch properties were still in danger. It seems like the worst is over in town, but back on the mountainside, the fire is still going strong, he said. The complex fire is the combination of 2 blazes started by lightning. So this fire is the combination of 2 blazes started by lightning. Now, my question that I find interesting is how the hell did that fire that killed 70 people in India not start no damn, or that lightning that killed 70 people in India not start no damn fire? How did that work? There's a reason the elite has underground doomsday bunkers in Colorado underground. Yeah, they got some interesting stuff under that Colorado airport too, Constance. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for people that live out there. Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. The Dada fire started on June 30th in the area of Dada Canyon, on the Bexworth Ranger District in the Plumas National Forest. On July 2nd, the Sugar Fire erupted west of Sugarloaf Peak in the same national forest. Mandatory evacuations have been ordered for all campgrounds and homes near Frenchman Lake and near Dixie Valley Road. Plus, all residents north of Highway 70 between Bexworth, Genesee Road, and County Line, according to Plumas County Sheriff's Office. All right, so that's the end of this. All right, and let me just make sure. I think COVID, extreme heat, fire, drought, all affecting HQ, system of illegitimacy. Stuff almost seems biblical. Yeah, it is, bro. This is literally the stuff that is going to be indicative of the fall of Babylon, which, as we all know, we are Babylon. You know what I'm saying? A couple of years back, fires were so bad an entire mobile home park was burned completely down. RIP Mad Dodge Productions. Damn, that's messed up. So remember when I was talking about the founding fathers? Yeah, that's facts. Matter of fact, give me a while. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when. You guys know how I do. It's just kind of random and weird. But I'll get some information together and I'll do a little bit of research, and maybe we could do a live stream about those bunkers. What do you guys think about that? You think that'd be a good live stream to do? A stream about the bunkers? I don't know if I should do a live stream about this Benjamin Crump situation or if I should make a video about it. What do you guys think? Should I do a live stream about that or should I do a video about it? Because Ben Crump is an idiot. You know what I mean? And we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. We got to shed some light to that situation there. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, stop eating all them damn butter biscuits. That'll be a great stream about the bunkers. All right, cool. That's what's up. I will definitely get it together and I will try to get it done by next week. All right. He got his wife and kids to safety, though. That's good. Yo, Rain King, what's up, bro? I think I'm going to get me something to sip next stream. Yeah, get you something to sip. Get you something to sip. You know what I'm saying? Make it fun. We have a party. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how people smoke weed through the whole stream. I don't know how people smoke in the house at all, period. Like, I smoke my vape, but if you guys know about the vapes, like, you know, it's not like a bunch of smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's just water vapor. I see some people, they have big ass blunts. You know what I'm saying? They just smoke. Some people smoke, you know, cigarettes or whatever. Man, I'm like, man, I don't know how y'all do it. It's possible, sir. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, Constance had mentioned those bunkers that the elites have, right? Your setup matters. Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Did you guys see American Horror Story? I think it was season 6, maybe? Season 6, I think. There was actually a nuclear bomb that went off in that season, and the survivors were in the elite bunkers, just like she said. Bunkers have actually gone up in price, I think, over the last 15 years because so many people are investing in them. What do you guys think about that? Did you know that? I actually had some articles about bunkers. I had read about them. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, other stuff comes up and you start looking into that. But I was actually looking into that stuff. I was like, man, this is crazy. A lot of the companies that made the nuclear silos, or the companies that made the silos, and companies that make aircraft hangars, they make those bunkers. And they also remodel old, unused military bunkers. And they change those into like actual, you know, nuclear bomb-proof bunkers. Kind of crazy. Some of those places, man, the ones that the elites have, I would go live in those now. I don't ever need to live up on, you know, if I was getting one of those, I don't need to see the light of sun again. You know, I'm cool. I would go down there. Those things got swimming pools in them, jacuzzis. Them bunkers look like Kevin Samuels' live stream setup. You know what I'm saying? If the American people knew how the banking system worked, there would be an uprising tomorrow. Henry Ford. I think a lot of American people do know how the banking system works. I just think Americans just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of Americans don't care. I don't think a lot of Americans really give a shit. The banking system is annoying to me for many different reasons. Probably different reasons than it is for, you know, other people. Oi, bro, I watch a YouTube channel that makes massive bunkers. Yeah, I think I've seen channels like that. I've seen channels where they've done like top 10 bunkers. You know what I'm saying? Some nice bunkers out there. It's actually kind of odd that those bunkers are the quality that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, really? Then you put all this Put all this into a damn bunker, huh? It's like, what? Okay. So my question, remember we talked about this, right? I need to follow it. Got any channel name? Gary, you know what the name of that channel is? So my question is, if the founding fathers were members of secret societies, right? I'm gonna build one as an engineer exercise. That's dope. Where you plan on building it at? Can you build me one? Can you build me one? I gotta throw that out there. You put that out there, so I'm putting this out there. You know what I'm saying? From a shipping container. Oh, so like you're gonna do it from like a trailer, like a rectangular trailer? That'll be cool. Yeah, that'd be real cool. Are you gonna bury it underground too? That'd be real cool. So, who do the founding fathers of the United States have allegiance to? They have a bucket. Some of them actually have plumbing. MC Fact, I've seen, but some of them you just have a bucket. Like there's one in England, they just have a bucket. The nicer ones actually have plumbing. Yeah, mostly underground. Yeah, that'd be dope. Man, you should make a YouTube video of every stage of making that bunker and put that shit on YouTube so we can watch it because I want to see it. You know what I mean? Mr. Gates, the man who has taken over the world with this scamdemic, has spent billions on bunkers in the last few years in Colorado. Facts. That's big facts. Bill Gates is an idiot. He gonna be in a condo or he gonna be in a bunker alone now. He messed up his marriage. He done messed up his marriage. Parents' backyard. Borrow my friend's excavator. Oh, that's dope. So how much would you charge us all to make a bunker for us? We got everything that we need here at Black Light Revelations. Man, we got a dude that makes bunkers. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about anything we want to now. All we gotta do is just ask Jim, like, yo, I think somebody might be after me. I need a bunker. You know what I'm saying? There you go, help me. Gary said the channel is Atlas Survival Shelters. They do smaller bunkers as well. Great channel. That's what's up. That is what's up. Let me see. So I want to do another Tales from the Cryptocurrency, but I'm gonna probably do it like later on in the week. My question is, do you guys like those Tales from the Cryptocurrency videos? When I do the videos that are specifically about crypto, like, do y'all like watching those? Right, but how do you rid of the waste if you're underground? I think the waste just ends up going into the ground, and then you end up getting a bubonic plague type 2 part thing. That's what ends up happening there. You know what I'm saying? You end up getting a bubonic plague type 2 thing. So help me says yes. Put in some votes, guys, if I should do a Tales from the Cryptocurrency. I need to do one this week because I haven't done an episode yet. That's a show that I try to do weekly where we're talking about cryptocurrency. Only if you need to stay in it a month. Lidded buckets, while nasty, would work. Yeah. Yeah, see, nah. I ain't doing no damn lidded bucket. I ain't doing none with no damn buckets. You know what I'm saying? I need an authentic toilet. So this is my question for y'all. Freemasons and the founding fathers, right? And this is what we're going to end on. If the founding fathers were all members of secret societies, is it not inevitable that this alleged elite class that has allegiances to these secret societies is actually being given the inside track? Because the founding fathers were elites. Clearly, Freemasonry and the founding fathers. And again, you know, the KKK developed out of Freemasonry. Yes, you should do crypto. Okay. I say health is wealth, and the crypto world is a wealthy topic, is a worthy topic. Yeah, because man, there's been some stuff coming out about crypto, some really good stuff. And I have some old videos or some old articles up here that I haven't even gotten through. So what I was thinking about is let's just be honest. All right. When I do a live stream, do you guys watch, like, if you miss the live stream, do you watch the live stream still, the replay, or do you guys just wait for the next one? It's cool. It don't matter. You guys can tell me. I'm just trying to tailor my content so it's a little bit more efficient, so you guys have something better to watch. Because I still have a lot of articles that I want to read, because there's some stuff about business that I want to talk to y'all about. But I don't know, you know what I mean, if I can fit it all in properly. It's gonna be one of those really, like yesterday I streamed for like 4 hours. And I know everybody's like, I know everybody doesn't watch, you know what I'm saying, like that 4-hour stream, because that's a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? People don't watch videos on YouTube for that long at all, unless you're involved in the stream that you enjoy. Like, I'm so lucky to have all of y'all in this stream. You know what I'm saying? But my question is, should I do like a Tales from the Cryptocurrency 1 and a Tales from the Cryptocurrency 2? Make them both 2 hours? Or should I just get it all out of the way in one long stream? Let me know what y'all think. Because whatever y'all say, whatever y'all want, that's what I'll do. Because electric might not work at all if EMP attacks are common. Yeah. Yeah, and we have a lot of EMT threats. There's a lot of countries that want to EMT us, which ain't cool. I don't like that. Navigation of these problems is key. Yeah, big facts. I do like live videos, but I also like when you cut the videos and just do an upload. Okay, cool. That's what's up. So the Tales from the Cryptocurrency videos, would you guys like those videos more live streamed, or would you like those if I just did like little segments of Tales from the Cryptocurrency? Whoops. Warren Buffett has just bought the biggest crypto grading company in the world. Big business is going to take over the crypto game. Yeah, they're going to try. Absolutely. They're going to absolutely try. That's why it's so important for us to buy up as much crypto as we can. We got to buy up as much crypto, as much gold, as much as we can. Yeah, do more broadcasts on cryptocurrency. I thought I was the only brother that was involved. No, sir. And I definitely will. I'll try to increase it then. Instead of doing one Tales from the Cryptocurrency a week, I'll do it twice a week. Buffett is already a whale in every market. Yeah, no doubt. He needs a harpoon. You know what I'm saying? Straight through the heart. You know, not literally, just allegedly or facetiously. You know what I'm saying? So now this article here, we're done with the weather. But I want to ask you guys about the founding fathers. I want to know you guys' thoughts on them. All right. Because it's undeniable that a couple of the founding fathers were Freemasons. And we know that the Freemasons, they're part of the elite class. They were into esoteric sciences. Big facts, Constance. Facts. Okay. So let's check this article out here. It says, many Americans celebrate our founding fathers and all they did to help create our country. What few of them know is that many of the founding fathers were also Freemasons. So there's your answer to why there's all of that Masonic symbolism in Washington, D.C. Okay. Some of the more notable founding fathers to also be Masons are, now here they are, George Washington, Ben Franklin, Paul Revere, John Hancock, John Marshall, and that's it. Altogether, it is believed that about 9 out of 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence were Masons. About 13 of the 39 that signed the U.S. Constitution were also Masons. What do you guys think about that? What's your immediate thoughts about that? Trump is a Freemason. Yeah. Is Biden a Mason? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. However, what is not known about the Freemasons is the founding fathers is what their political agenda was. All right. So I think that's where we'll start at tomorrow about the founding fathers and their political agendas. I'm pretty sure that the political agenda was to create a new world order. Right? But you guys, you'll be like, wait a minute, though. These are dudes that allegedly set up America. They couldn't possibly have been trying to figure out how to create a new world order. Well, we'll see. All right. So I don't want to keep you guys, man, because y'all stayed with me yesterday crazy long. 4 hours yesterday, man. And y'all stayed with me, and I appreciate it. And y'all stayed with me today, 2:21. I appreciate it. So I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 9 o'clock. All right. We'll talk about some crypto. We'll go in on this founding father thing. And I'm going to try to make a recorded video about that Ben Crump, Al Sharpton situation. So be looking for that. All right. So if you haven't smashed the like button, help your boy out. Hit that like button. All right. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash the bell icon twice. All right. Share the video out because you know YouTube does not like your boy. So they don't do a damn thing for me as far as pushing my content. I'm completely dependent on y'all. All right. And I appreciate y'all. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the time you always putting in. Bro, I appreciate y'all spending your time with me, man. For real. Harris' presidency would be horrible for America. Harris's vice presidency is horrible for America. So I will see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock. All right. I appreciate y'all. You, Law Gary, help me. Jim, thanks for sticking around. I will catch you guys on the next stream. Take it easy, be safe, be productive, and we'll have some fun tomorrow. All right. Peace. Man, that was actually a dope stream.